Yep.
Yep.
Welcome. Episode 10, the infamous double digits, 10, Mizfitz Sport Radio. As always, I am your host, Chris, a.k.a. Yeetity. Got my man Chips in the building. PH, as always.
Yes, sir.
Pop will be joining later. But for the time being, we do have another misfit joining the crew.
Let's get ready to rumble.
Nightmare in the building.
AKA Big Chip Senior. How you doing,
Yeah.
We'd like to welcome y'all to another episode. And as always, welcome. Like, share, subscribe, and definitely leave your comments. We got a special event going on this episode for episode 10. We're going to kick it off right to it. We all from the hood. We all from NY, Brooklyn, born and raised. And in the hood, when you got a problem with somebody, you tell them shoot the five.
Shoot the five. I like that type.
In this episode of Mizfitz Sport Radio,
I like that.
We got a couple guys that want to shoot the five. Now, there's been some disagreements going on as of late. You know, whether some people is washed, whether some people shouldn't be. You know, it's a lot of mellow talk. I'll just leave it at that. And Nightmare and Chips have a bit of a disagreement. So we're going to bring them to the stage, and we want to hash this out right now once and for all. After this, there will be no more mellow talk.
I don't know.
I don't know if that's going to work. I don't know if that's going to work.
I don't know about no more.
That's the plan. But so here's how we're going to do this, fellas. Chips is going to get 2.5 minutes. Chips is going to get 2 minutes and 30 seconds to state his case. Nightmare is going to have 2 minutes and 30 seconds to state his case and rebuttal.
I'm going to try.
At that point, me and PH will decide who is the winner of the shoot the five. Everybody understand the rules? There will be no interrupting.
Now, how we gonna do it? Who go first? Because I don't want to go first. We gotta do head to tail or something.
This was already discussed prior.
Determined on a flip of a coin. Chips, you got selected to go first. So Chips, you will be starting it off.
For that.
Hey, got nothing to do with you.
Damn, it don't have. I'm in the debate.
Exactly.
Hey.
Yo,
it was an unanimous selection, sir.
To make it fair.
Chips already. Okay.
Me and Pop took care of deciding who was going to go first.
I don't trust you.
You don't trust?
No, I go first for an extra minute and a half of talking. I'll make a deal with you.
What's the deal?
He said he'll go first for an extra minute and a half.
Nah, okay.
All right then. Shut up.
There you go.
All right. So we're gonna give it 1 second here. Let me get my timer ready. Oh, looks like we got a new contestant to join. I don't know. Let's see if this comes up. Is anybody there?
I heard it. I seen the join, but I don't hear nothing or see nothing.
Yeah.
No, it's over for me.
All right. Well, Duce Pop is having some technical difficulties. We're gonna get this show on the road, though. Let's go ahead and get the time out. You got the timer, PH, or you want me to do it?
I got it.
All right, Chips, and your time starts in 3, 2, 1.
All right, finally, let's get to this Metal debate first and foremost, okay? Let me put this out there. Metal is a very likable guy. A lot of people like to defend Metal, and I get it. You know, he's a star. He gave everybody excitement when he came into the league, his years in Denver, but people have to realize what Melo is now. This is not about his past. This is about his current situation. And Melo is washed is my number one topic. The reason why is because he can't do what he wants to do on the court anymore. Nobody defeats Father Time, okay? And this is all Melo's fault. He didn't want to change his game to adapt to his age, to his body. He's not as quick. His shooting percentage is down. Everything that Melo is doing shows you that he's washed. Nightmare likes facts, okay? But sometimes you have to do an eye test, all right? But I do have some factual numbers for you, Nightmare. Let me put it like this. Last year in the playoffs, OKC was a minus 15 points per possession with him on the floor. Okay, this year in Houston, they are minus 11 points per possession when he's on the court. All right, Melo does not help any team get better. That is the problem, okay? He didn't want to adapt his game. He didn't want to adjust. He finally decided to come off the bench and be a role player, but it just doesn't work for whatever reason. He's not fast anymore. He can't beat nobody off the dribble. All he wants to do is come up and pull up for a quick three. The other night, Melo went 1 for 13 from behind the line. That is absurd. Anybody does that in the NBA, you are calling them trash. And unfortunately, players get old in the NBA. Melo is 34, but he is very worn. He is very old NBA-wise. This is like his 16th season. He's washed. It's time for him to either go somewhere and sit down quietly and retire before he messes up, before he kills his legacy. Yes, he is a first ballot Hall of Famer in many eyes, okay?
10 seconds.
But right now, he is washed. You cannot deny he is not producing. 1 for 13 does not get you shooting good or playing good.
Time. Okay, Chips came out with the numbers. He gave the plus minus numbers. Oh,
yeah.
Except for that 1 for 13 thing from the three.
Wait.
Hold on, wait, start your clock in. No response. This is our time to talk.
Making stuff up. All right.
Hold on.
It was something like that.
Get that.
Something like that. Mm-hmm. Facts can't be something like that.
No.
No.
You got the timer ready, PH?
Yes, sir.
All right, Nightmare. And go.
Look, Melo had his worst season in the league in OKC. Granted, right? Melo's right now averaging 13 points on 12 attempts, shooting 40% from the floor, 32% from three, in a system that's got him taking the most threes per game in his career, over 6, right? Really what he's been turned into is a spot-up three-point shooter or a transition three-point shooter in this chase to play with better players and make the playoffs, right? So that's 50% of his attempts per game on average from three. He's a career 34% three-point shooter. So right now, he'd be 2% off his average. I'm not really sure how that translates to being washed. Really, the issue is he doesn't get to do any of the things that made him an all-star in New York or Denver, right? He's even apologizing to the team for taking two-pointers, right? People love to sort of select these games to suit their argument, point out the 0 for 11, but you know, they leave out the ones where he performs well, right? People have been crying for years, oh, Melo need to take a back seat, blah, blah. And then when he does, people kill him for not being the same Melo he was in New York, right? These Melo haters got to make their mind up. If Melo decides to join a terrible team where he could be the man and get 20 attempts, he'd be averaging 20 points a night. And the conversation would be, oh, Melo's not a winner. He had a chance to pick a winning situation, pick the place where he could just jack up shots. He's selfish. He can't lead a team, right? He's averaging 13. He's averaging 13 on 12 shots in 29 minutes. 7 more points a night if you get 20 attempts and some free throws isn't like it's a reach, right? There's way too many recent examples of top-tier talent not meshing well from the outset. And when you go from being the man on one team to a role player on the next, right? Look at Bosh in Miami. He was trash. Kevin Love in Cleveland. He was trash. Good players figure it out, right? These haters got to stop throwing out trash and wash so liberally, right? It's not fair to these guys, right? And then you gotta try to point out the money so they could be okay with, oh, you make enough money, they should. Listen, man, if it's not one thing, it's the other. Really, this comes down to winning and losing games. Houston's having a rough start to the year on offense. It's costing them games. And when you trade your best defenders and stop hitting shots, that's what's going to happen. If the Rockets were 10-2 with Melo playing his new role, we wouldn't be having this discussion. Fact is, they're 5-7, and the best players aren't shooting the ball well, and they want him to be
Done.
old Melo because things aren't going smooth.
Time. Woo. Okay. Woo.
Do we give rebuttals?
No, sir.
Okay.
You get one and you get one.
Okay.
All right, PH. Let's confer, PH. Let's confer. So, all right, Chips came up with the -15 in OKC.
Mm-hmm.
Then Chips came up with the
Do say.
And he got on I just got out of jail shirt.
But anyway, yeah, Chips came out with the
-15 on OKC.
He was off for that 1 for 13 from 3-point range though, but
yeah, he was a little off with that number, but I mean, yeah,
that was exaggeration.
That was he was caught in the moment, you know. Nightmare definitely pulled out, pointing out the fact that the team has been struggling as a whole, overall. And obviously, if the team was winning, would this Melo situation be a case?
The one thing that Nightmare did say that a lot of people just forget about is Melo's role and what he's expected to do. At this point in his career, you're expecting Melo to be what? What he's doing, I'm perfectly fine with what he's doing as coming off the bench, scoring 13, 14 points a game at this point in his career.
That is not what Houston expected Melo to do. Not coming off the bench.
So you thought, well, let me put it. You think Houston thought Carmelo was going to come to that team and do what?
What was your expectation with him going to Houston as far as production?
To be, just like I said in the beginning of the podcast, my expectation for Melo was to come to Houston when he finally said he would accept coming off the bench to be a scoring punch off the bench, to lead that offense and to make sure that there's no lapse from when the starting team came off the floor to when the bench came off the floor. Flat out, he has not been doing that. Yes, they have been playing poorly as a whole, but Melo has not given them that extra punch when he's come in.
We asked you one question.
So let me get this straight.
That sound like rebuttal. I need to get in.
And don't worry. I'm actually going to bring this to you now. And since Chips tried to throw in an extra 30 seconds of rebuttal, I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna bring it back to you, Night. But don't worry, I'm gonna be fair here. What was your expectation of Melo going to Houston? Like, what was your production expectation, Night, man?
Right. Here's the thing, right? And I kind of alluded to this, right? For me, it's really about the makeup of the team and the system, right? And in Melo's situation, Melo is essentially the fifth option in Houston, right? And I said it earlier. He was apologizing, saying, "My bad for taking a 2-pointer." Right? They asking him to be somebody on the floor, and it's the weakest part of his game. Every night, come in and shoot threes. Like that's not his role. That's not what he does. It's not what makes Melo great. It's not what makes him a Hall of Famer. Not even close. Right? So really, you gotta decide if you're Melo, and this is on him too, right? This is on him. I'm sure he sat down with them and said, what's my role on this team going to be? And they probably laid it out to him. And he's like, yeah, maybe I could still get little moments where maybe he convinced himself that this was the right place to be. But, at the end of the day, Melo, he is who he is, right? Really what I blame him for is trying to become like the first leopard ever to change his spots, right? He's one of these guys who's been completely unapologetic his entire career, right? Organizations know exactly what they're getting when they're getting Melo. He's a ball-dominant guy who gets his rhythm by controlling the basketball. He plays little to no defense. What?
No, I'm talking to Chips.
Oh, right?
This is like a whole nother 2 minutes.
That's the description of so many guys in the league, right?
You initiated it, sir.
You got even D'Antoni. Look, D'Antoni said today it was crazy. He's like, we tried to hit a home run and it didn't work out. What? By doing what? By just adding Melo to the team and making them jack up threes. You don't hit home runs by adding names. Look at the Lakers. Lakers did that with Nash and Dwight Howard. Didn't work. Tried it with Karl Malone, Gary Payton. didn't work. Come on, man. That's not how you play this game, man. It's not.
So PH, Chips or Nightmare? Who convinced you?
I don't honestly. I'm still torn between the two because they both made some good points. Chips made a little few points.
Yo, pick a side.
But mind your business. Can I talk? Keep your mouth and your camera quiet. Thank you. Anyway, honestly, because of how I think of Melo and what I thought of him, I'm gonna have to go with Nightmare on that.
Pop, what do you think from what you heard?
I didn't hear nothing.
Okay.
My camera not on. Leave me out.
But you okay. So in my rebuttal, or in my response to who I would pick, going into it, I am on the side of Melo is done. Like Melo wasn't gonna help the team at all. I have firmly stated that was where my position was, and that was what I was going to stay with, and that was where I was going with it. And even in Nightmare's response, it didn't help the case of, okay, Melo isn't done, so I'm going on the side of Chips with this argument, because even in Nightmare's response when asking what the expectation was, he made my point that I had initially made in the beginning, where Melo is not a spot-up shooter. How does he make this team better if that's what they're looking for to put around Chris Paul, James Harden, and then play defense? They needed a D&3 person, which they got in Trevor Ariza, and then they lost, and whoever. So I'm actually going to go with Chips in this sense, because not to say that he's the only reason that they started off that bad, but with him not being on the team, they're looking pretty damn good right now.
Listen. Yeah, like I'm again. Look, when I decided to do this because I'm really trying to figure out what the goal is. Right? Are you saying that Melo's not gonna help Houston in the role that they're asking him to play, or Melo can no longer play the game?
So I'm saying, based on him going,
that's what Chips is saying.
You know, you're right. You're right. I feel like in this NBA, he won't
get them Nightmare
to be good. He won't find a team to be what he used to be. So I will say, I feel like his time is done, because no team will be willing to give him the ball and let him do him. Now,
does that make him trash or washed? Like that's the real issue.
It makes him washed for this league, yes.
Yes, he's washed for the NBA. He can't do it no more.
No. If you're saying Melo, if you say Melo needs the right situation, and you saying the situation doesn't exist, that doesn't mean Melo can't play.
Even if he did get, the opportunity to shoot 30 times a game, I feel like he would miss a lot of shots. He would.
Yeah, thank you. That's what I was going to say.
Hold on. All right. So I laid it out in my argument, right? So he takes 12 shots a night right now. He was taking 12 shots a night and was getting 13 points. And the numbers and the percentages didn't even look good. If Melo was getting 20, if he had 30, if he got 20 shots a night and just ended up at the free throw line 2 or 3 more times or 4 more times a game, he could very easily be at another 7 points. No? How many points does Melo have to be scoring for you to feel like he's still a viable option in this league?
So just remember, your argument.
Can y'all hear me?
Your argument was.
Y'all can hear me?
Yeah.
We ignoring you. Yes, we can hear you.
All right, now, if y'all want to ignore me, ignore me. I just want to make sure.
Just know your argument was OKC was Melo's worst year by far. This year starting out was going to be his worst year, worse than that.
How could you possibly say that 10 games in?
I'm going off average.
Now we're going off average. Well, look, listen, here's why you
think about it. Even though this is going to be his so-called worst year, he have a way less role.
Hold on, real quick. Hold on. Since we're going to look at it through a 10-game average prism, right? Chris Paul. Let's look at Chris Paul through the first 10 games, right? He was shooting 38% from the field.
Let's not do that.
29% from three,
on.
right? Since we're looking at it through a 10-game prism, right? We look at Eric Gordon. 32% from the floor, 23% from three, right? Like, how are we looking at 10 games and they're gonna extrapolate? Oh,
you know why you can't do that?
Because that happened. Melo's on his way to his worst season ever. What about Chris Paul? Is he on his way?
You know
too?
why you can't do that? Because last year when Melo was in OKC, the talk was, oh, they got to mesh, they got to gel, they got give him time. It never materialized. Melo is not going to change. Like you said, it's like a leopard trying to change the spot. Can't do it. Impossible.
I just addressed that too. Did we not just talk about what Chris Bosh looked like when he got to Miami? Did we not just talk about what Kevin Love looked like when he got to Cleveland? Did it just click?
Listen, no, it didn't. It didn't just click.
Were people calling Chris Bosh trash?
But this is the issue though. Like you said, Chris Paul to start this year. Last year, Chris Paul didn't have a rough start to the season. Last year, Chris Paul had a pretty good season. The common denominator with the way they're shooting this year is Carmelo Anthony.
The way they shoot him, you think Carmelo Anthony is affecting Chris Paul's shot?
Changing the game for him. The ball's not moving the way it used to. It wasn't. Moving? Now it is. It's moving pretty good.
Okay. Come on, man. This is the scapegoat talk that's been going on for the last week plus 2 weeks now. This is the scapegoat talk.
Listen. No, let me just say this, and I'm gonna end my point on this. I'm not saying Melo is the reason why they are doing bad. That is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is Melo is not as good as he was, and he does not help any team get better. He's just a player that you add onto a team just to fill a space. That's it. He's not going to help you get better, and he may make you worse, which he has made OKC worse, plus or minus, and he made Houston worse, plus or minus. Those are factual numbers. He does not help any team get better. Therefore, by those standards, he is now washed. He is not a game-changing player, period.
And we're going to stop it there. We're going to leave this argument up to you. Me and Jay saw different sides. So as of our, picks and choices, we both, we see it different ways. Obviously, these gentlemen, obviously 5 minutes wasn't enough for them. We might have to have Nightmare on for another segment later on. Where Melo might.
I prefer Big Chip Senior.
But we're going to go ahead and stop this topic right now. Please, everybody, before we move on to the next subject, like, comment, and subscribe. Put your comments. Let us know who you think won. Let us know whose numbers were more factual, who was on point. Chips, I couldn't back that part of it. But let us know who you think made the better point and who do you side with. Is Melo indeed washed? Or is he just waiting for the right team to be that all-star Carmelo Anthony again? He going to show up like in USA again. But we're going to go ahead and switch topics here, and I appreciate Nightmare for joining us. We appreciate you, sir. And
right, Nightmare.
Mr. Chips.
Yo.
Thanks for keeping him respectful. Appreciate you,
man. All good, brother.
So switching gears a little bit, we talked about Melo. We had that that one-on-one battle, and
shot the 5 and then shot 5 more and 5 more after that.
Like, that's how fights normally happen, son.
That's word. Nobody want to get tired. Nobody want to stop fighting. Like, nah. He was holding me the whole time. Redo.
On site, they saw each other again. Had to fight again.
I got the last lick in though. So
Yo.
Pause.
But to switch gears, we're gonna keep it in the NBA. But been a lot of movement in this last week. What do you guys feel about the trades and this last weekend recap? Obviously a big injury, to the Brooklyn Nets, a gruesome injury. Get well soon, Karis. Definitely. But what do you guys think? PH, what you think about this week in NBA, man? Some big movements.
Yeah, it was definitely some big movements. Jimmy Butler moving on over. And a lot of people were saying that Minnesota lost that trade, and I don't see how. Sarek and Covington is definitely two good players that should be starting over there. And if your man Thibodeau don't mess it up, they got a good rotation over there.
And you're wishing on a star.
Hey, I'm not wishing anything. I'm just saying, Jimmy Butler being over there in Philly, I wonder with him having a whole new surrounding, will he, calm down and actually be back into playing basketball? Not saying he wasn't in it in Minnesota, but I don't think him not wanting to be there. Him don't play me unless I say play me. Don't put me in the game. Play me 40 minutes. It's just wild while he was over there, and I think it should have ended way faster than it did.
I mean, Jimmy said that he was dropping hints into last year, into the offseason that he wanted to move. So.
That trade, they should have did. Well, I mean, I guess they waited for the best trade. But
yeah, I mean, probably just wanted them out of the West. What you think, Pop?
I think that I can only go by what the rumors say. Nobody knows what the exact wording and final details is, but it seemed like there's other trades out there better for Minnesota to get.
Yeah.
Sarge is a good player. Covington, I don't know. It's just unless I don't know because other teams is offering multiple picks. They might not be the highest picks in the world, but you're not getting a high pick from Philly neither. So I just feel like it was probably, from what the rumors were, there's better deals out there. And I think when we first spoke about the NBA, I forgot what episode it was. I think Chips might have brought up Philly and how it was also a slow start. And
yeah,
I know one of the things I said was they got rid of a lot of depth. All them European big men that stretched the floor, and they just gave up two more players. And they added a starter. Well, they did get another player, but I don't know if he's going to see the floor. I don't know anything about the guy that they the other guy that was a part of the deal. But they didn't add any shooters. They didn't add any depth to the team. They didn't really make the team better for this year. He's going to re-sign, so the rumors say, and maybe in the future they could build it out. But I don't think this put them over the top. I don't think this made them that much more of a contender than what they were.
I mean, they were already top 3 in the East. We would all be, in agreement to say
they should be. I don't know if they were though.
On paper.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't know. You got Milwaukee, you got Boston, you got Toronto, yeah.
I mean, can we really take Milwaukee serious when it comes to playoff time? I mean, I feel like they do good in the regular season, but are we ready to say Milwaukee's a serious contender in the East for playoffs?
We got to see this year.
Right now, they looking like it. They're playing like it.
That's what we can really go by.
If not one of the best.
Last year, if we would have had this talk, I don't think any of us would have said Philly was serious. So you can only go by what you see on the floor at the moment. This has nothing to do with trades, but we also spoke about with the Lakers, about Luke Walton and his rotation and everything. It seemed like he always get help. Rondo got suspended. All right, I got to start ball. Now Rondo breaks his hand. Like now is no who should I put in at the end of the game? Like the decision is made easier for him now. He doesn't have to make a choice if I'm going with Rondo or Alonzo at this point in time. He needs to find a lineup that he wants on the floor and stick with that lineup. They're on the winning streak, and Chips look like he's going to have to owe me some money.
But you're not getting top 4, bro. Stop it, fam.
Don't say y'all like that's my team.
Well, the Lakers. Your team that you bet on is not getting top 4 in the West. Sorry.
Anyway, what do you think about the trade, sir?
I don't. Here's why I think people say Minnesota lost that trade. They got Covington, Saric, Bayless, and a 2022.
Oh, they got Bayless? I didn't even know that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Second round pick. All right. So like Pop said, if Houston was offering 4 firsts or whatever, if the rumors were true that for Jimmy Butler, you don't get at least one first rounder. Like you didn't get much back for that player. You could have got a lot more. But like you said, Covington and Saric, very good players. Should help them out. So as far
you don't feel like that could have been strategy, not wanting to make a team in the West stronger, especially
no. This is what I get ready to say. I'm not saying that I feel Minnesota lost. I feel like it was a good trade for both. The reason why I feel like it was a good trade for both is because Jimmy did not want to be there. He obviously had tensions within the organization, didn't mesh well with some of the players. So did you lose him for nothing? No. They got 2 very good players back, although I feel like they could have gotten more. So I don't think they necessarily lost. I think they just shorted themselves a little bit. Now, as far as Philly, we have to see how well they play together. Jimmy Butler moving to another young team. Now it looks like Fultz has gone back to the bench, which could be a good thing for his development because that free throw was crazy. I don't even know what happened. It looked like the nigga had the hiccup and sneeze at the same time while I was on the free throw line. You know, it's one of those. So, like, so now you have another player in there who's more proven and a veteran, and you put him to the bench and let him come along slowly, take the focus off of him being a part of that young core to actually help them win. So now you got Simmons, Butler, and the idiot, what's his name? I'm having a brain fart.
Embiid?
Embiid, yeah.
Why he gotta be an idiot?
He's a clown. He's funny.
Because he be trolling players and he be winning.
So
idiot. He's an idiot.
But yeah. So now I think this definitely makes Philly a better team. Now it's just about waiting and seeing if they gel and how they run the offense.
Okay. I don't know. On my hand, I feel like that.
I'm sorry. I also don't know if Jimmy Butler is as good of a player and game-changing player as people have been making it out to be.
I agree.
That's why I'm not ready to say Philly has gotten much better and they, cream of the crop in the East now. I think Jimmy Butler is a good player. I don't think he's a great player. I don't think he's on a, Kyrie Irving, Kawhi Leonard, those type of players. I think he is a B player.
I think his numbers would differ from that opinion, but I can respect it. I feel like he definitely gives them a dynamic that they didn't have. Embiid is different because he's a big man, so he's not – granted, he literally does everything, but Ben Simmons can't do what Jimmy Butler does. Ben Simmons is not going to take over a game and score. He's not going to take an actual jump shot.
Exactly.
Like he's not going to do that. Like they didn't have anybody that you could literally give them the ball and let them, go get a basket. Ben Simmons will get to the bucket. Ben Simmons will get somebody open and will make the right pass. I give him credit for that. But if they back off of you, are you willing to take that jump shot? And can you knock it down? Jimmy Butler can. I don't feel like the Sixers had anybody else that could or that would have been confident enough that –
They did. They just wasn't playing him. His name was J.J. Redick. He can shoot.
J.J. Redick can shoot. Yes, but he's not creating that shot. JJ Redick isn't gonna. You're not gonna give JJ the ball and say, "Yo, go get a shot."
He also plays. He do play.
So that's what I'm saying. Jimmy Butler gives you a different dynamic than what they had. I don't think Covington was confident enough to where he could go get the shot. Like, he would take an open three and he would take, a shot in the mesh of whatever the play is that's called, but he's not going to go, break down a defender and get a shot and just take it and be like, yo, live with it.
No.
So I feel like adding Jimmy gives them that dynamic. But it is, middle of the season. It's a switch. It's a change in pace because now it's going to be, it's only but so many shots that can, be taken. Embiid takes a lot of unauthorized shots, I would say, but they go in
definitely authorized because ain't nobody else taking them.
But it's still early, so I'll reserve my judgment on where that team will be. I definitely feel like Minnesota didn't get any better. I feel like they've added pieces, but Tibbs is not going to play them appropriately. Tibbs is not going to spread out the ball appropriately. I don't know what their offensive game plan is. I think it's going to be to get Cat more involved, but with the way D Rose has been playing, it's looking like the Chicago Timberwolves, basically. That's what I'm seeing.
Before we move on, I think it's safe to say the Bulls won that trade.
Yes.
Off of marketing and Levine alone, who cares what Dunn do at this point?
I mean, I would like a little bit more from Dunn as a Bulls fan, but yeah, I agree. Levine has earned his money so far this year, so I won't. He's back to high flying Levine, so tickets are being sold.
Is marketing back yet, or he's still hurt?
No, not yet. He's still out. I think the expectation is, it's 2 to 4 more weeks.
What exactly was his injury?
I don't recall. I don't even remember, honestly. I think it might have been off-season surgery.
Some fan you are.
You watch your mouth. But moving on, NBA as always, and keep in mind we are. Let's see, how many games in are we so far in the season? Okay. Anybody know off the top of their head?
14, something 14, like that.
Yeah. 14? We're a couple games away from the first quarter.
Yep, couple games away from first quarter, meaning couple games away from our first NBA power rankings, guys. So stay tuned, be ready. That will be coming up shortly. Probably say about 2, 3, maybe 2 more weeks. We should have that episode. But yeah, definitely going to be coming up shortly. But on to power rankings. We're going to jump right into the NFL Week 10 recap. A lot of big games, couple of losses. I know PH was happy that the Patriots lost. But Chips, what you think? NFL recap.
About the Patriots right now. You're thinking about another loss.
Word, son.
I was trying to give him some good news.
No, you couldn't have to say something about the Giants winning or something. Why you had to come to me?
I just want to see if he keep his word. That's all I want to know. I just want to see
this week, Chips.
But wait, Chips. Yeah, everybody team lost except for ours, baby.
Nah, fuck that, man.
Oh, leave it up and hang in.
Nah,
Hashtag lose them all. Don't remember that?
Hashtag lose them all. I'm very disappointed that the Giants decided to win.
Hashtag lose email, baby.
Damn. My recap. NFL this week. Pats lost. Everybody else won. And the same thing on the losing team. On the losing side, everybody lost and the Giants won. That's my recap for the NFL.
It's a fact, though.
I think the playing level in the NFL is pretty much set. Outside of that, big loss for the Eagles. Big loss for the Eagles. I don't know how they let Dallas come in there and lose that game. and that just goes back to what I said to Pop earlier in the NFL season when it came to the Giants having a shot. These other teams,
but they still did have a shot. If you go back to that week, if they would have won that game,
they did. Right. But my point was back then was even if they did win, it wasn't going to play out well for the Giants because the Eagles was going to get better, which they have gotten better, and then Dallas was going to find a way to win a couple of games. And you don't know what
if the Eagles got better.
So they've been playing better since the beginning of the season. Wentz is getting back into the flow of the game. But like I said, big loss by them, and Dallas was going to be able to find a way to win some games. And I just didn't have the confidence in the Giants being able to do either of those. And quiet is kept. The Redskins with last time I checked, their record was 6-3. I don't know if they won last week. They had a bye, so they're 6-3.
Oh no, they didn't have a bye.
They're still winning the division though.
No, they did have a bye this weekend.
Yeah, so that NFC East, as always, is looking like going to be hard for a battle.
No, the Redskins beat the Buccaneers.
Yeah, they played the Bucs.
Yeah, so they should be what? Are they 6-3 now? I think.
They are 6. Yeah, they 6-3.
Yeah, 6-3.
Leading the NFC. So yeah, that was a big loss for me by the Eagles.
Okay, Pop.
On the same boat as Chips, but I have to because I was the only one fighting for the Panthers to be in the top 5, and they got destroyed by the Steelers. We tried to get Chips to bet on the Saints and Bengals, and he should have did it.
I should have. Damn, yo. I should have.
They smacked them.
Kudos to Chips.
And you said it's smacking, too.
Kudos to Chips.
Nelson. The Browns.
And Le'Veon Bell, not coming back.
Yeah, you got that right also. No, you said that. You didn't predict that. You were saying that.
I said that they should. I said they should.
Yeah.
Best for both parties.
The Browns beating the Falcons, and it wasn't even close. The score wasn't as – the score is closer than what the game really was.
Yeah.
The Jaguars, man. I really feel like putting them in the bottom 5. I really feel like putting them in the bottom 5. I don't care about what anybody else has done. For a team that was in everybody's top, like I just feel like they should be in the bottom 5. But I don't.
They can't get right. This is bigger than
Bortles. Quarterback over there.
Nah, this is bigger than Bortles. This is bigger than Bortles.
Yeah, no, I don't know if it's bigger than Bortles. They might have gave up on Bortles. Go ahead, Chris.
Blake Bortles.
And I think the important games were the lesser names. Like that Eagles loss was big. That
Titans.
That Titans did. That was they beat a big name. That Steelers and Panthers game, although they're not in the same division or conference, that was a big game for both, just to keep up with in their division.
The way that the Steelers beat them, though,
sheesh. That the Bears and Lions game, that was a big win for the Bears. So it wasn't much surprise other than for me, the only surprise was the Patriots losing the way they lost, because I could see the Titans winning, but it would be like 12-9, not the way they lost. And the Browns beating the Falcons like that, that was I wasn't seeing that. A tough game, yes, because they've been playing tough all year, but they beat them like they were supposed to beat them.
I'm going to go ahead and save PH the trouble. I'm going to go ahead and I would say my big takeaway was Patriots definitely losing the way that they did was huge. Also, the Rams winning the way that they did. Like, Seattle gave them a run for their money, like, for real. The Colts beating the Jags, like for the Jags to lose, even with Blake Bortles having a 300-yard passing game, says a lot. Even with getting, Leonard Fournette back, it's like I don't know. It's just not clicking. I feel like the coaches lost the team. I feel like they need to make a change at coach, go with a more defensive-minded coach. Try and get Herm Edwards back to NFL or something like that. Something you need to make a change.
He over there living life in Arizona State.
Hey.
He's good.
Or matter of fact, get Lovie Smith back into the NFL. Lovie Smith had those Buccaneers playing ball. He shouldn't have even been fired.
Black coaches. Keep going down the list.
Get Lovie Smith back in the league.
Wait till I start talking. Okay.
He will definitely. Oh shit.
Nah, we don't want to hear you talk. Yo, can you start cutting Chris off?
Nope.
My big disappointment. I won't even say disappointment. I'm glad the 49ers lost. I feel like the Giants are not the better team than them, but obviously the points depict something else. We're just trying to find ourselves now.
I would agree with you. And I'm mad as hell we lost. I feel like we lost because we were supposed to lose. That's crazy, right? Like, hey, we didn't win that.
We are all in the battle for lose email, okay? We are all in the battle. But yeah, that's my takeaway from last week. My power rankings is gonna shock, but PH, go ahead. Let's hear this.
Well, my big. Let me catch my breath for a second.
Hold on, PH. I really think all of us wanted to say this too, but we all really left this for you. Like,
how did they lose to the Bills like that? How? It wasn't even close. Like nothing. The first drive, 2 plays. 2 plays. It was all downhill from there. After that, I didn't even.
Y'all didn't have your starting quarterback though.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. They had their third quarterback that wasn't even on the team. Okay.
Hold on.
Forget you and your UFC talk. Shut up. Sit down and sit back.
I just wanted to make sure you knew.
Sit back and shut up.
I got this from Miss Barkley.
Anyway, when it comes to that,
he about to get kicked out.
Somebody got in trouble.
Coaching staff needs to be fired. Whole staff.
Calm down, brother. Calm down.
As a staff, Playboy, and as a crew. How about that? Okay. Offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, head coach, water boy, everybody, go. All right.
Oh, really? Saying McCown is you just don't like black coaches.
That though, it's been downhill for weeks. Other than that first game against the Lions, Darnold has really not been playing well at all.
He's a rookie, man. He's gonna have his ups and downs.
I think it's the offensive scheme for Darnold. I really have to say, I think it's the offensive scheme.
Yo, you know how many quarterbacks we could go back to their rookie season and they didn't do well?
Listen, man, what did I preach? What did I preach when I got into it with PH, man? You got a rookie quarterback.
You preached you want to trade Saquon for Darnold. That's what you preached.
No, that's not what I preached.
That's what we heard.
That's not what I preach. Listen, it's a young team. You're rebuilding. It's okay, man. It's okay. Don't get so emotionally tied to losing to the Bills.
No. What do you mean? Don't get emotionally tied to losing to the Bills?
Yeah. Do you own a Jets jersey, PH?
Huh?
Do you own a Jets jersey or a Jets hat or gloves?
Nah, not no more.
How the hell you the fit?
I left all that stuff in New York.
Yo.
But why would he have a Jets glove though?
I don't know anything. I was gonna say scarf.
You're gonna throw some snowballs at the losers.
But on top of that, Andrew Luck, which nobody's really talking about him this year, he's actually having a really good year coming off of that shoulder. Yeah. Which everybody was saying he shouldn't even been playing.
I wouldn't say that. I thought you was gonna say something else.
Pop wanted the black quarterback to start.
Word.
Yeah, he definitely did. But he's showing a lot.
Nah, he is. Yep.
And on top of that, another quarterback, Mitch Trubisky, is showing a whole lot that I didn't think he had either.
What school he went to?
North Carolina.
NC.
They conference don't play too much tough competition, right?
Whoa. You got Clemson, Florida State,
Virginia,
BC, Boston College, I believe, is in the ACC too.
So he didn't show much in North Carolina?
No, he did. That's why he was the first quarterback selected that year.
Second, wasn't he?
Who was before him?
I can't remember. Wasn't it Goff? Wasn't it Goff then him?
No. Check the stats.
No. Mitch was drafted last year.
I can't remember.
Last year was who was the rookie quarterback last year?
Dak Prescott.
Dak Prescott. Dak was in the 4th round, though.
Yeah, Mitch was number two pick.
Yeah.
Who was first?
First,
Myles Garrett was first, right? Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. So he was the first quarterback taken. That's right, because the Bears traded up to get him, didn't they? I think they traded. Didn't they trade up? I want to say they traded up to get him, because I know there was question marks on his arm strength, and then the level of competition that he played, because I think he had only played like 11 or 12 games in his college career.
Yeah, that was his first year starting.
Yeah.
And
I knew it was something like that. That's why I asked that.
Yeah. He's definitely playing good this year, though. It's a shock to me. Be honest, I'm shocked. For me, he still has some inconsistency as far as inconsistent games, but I mean, more good than not. So, and then their defense is able to carry him, and they got 2 real good running backs. So,
yeah, he's trending upward. He's progressing instead of regressing.
Big talks, PH power rankings.
No. We're not doing that.
Not doing that?
So we're gonna rewind the tape. I mean,
Rewind the tape.
Oh yeah.
Wait, before I do that, I feel like call Nightmare back, because his man Trey Young got 6 points, shooting 2 for 11 from the field, 18%. 0 from 4 from 3. Jesus Christ.
How many said rookie of the year for Trey Young?
Me?
Only one person, but we're going to get to you soon. But anyway, we're going to rewind the tape. You know what I mean?
Bring it back.
So I'm going to just hit play. I'm not even going to – no, actually, let me – a quick rundown. We had a power rankings discussion probably very early on. Chips didn't like the way I was arranging my teams due to this.
UNPH.
This team winning and this team losing. He didn't like the way we did it. So I'm going to just play this.
Ask you a question. You watch college basketball, right?
Yes, I do.
You know, yes. People don't jump rankings.
No. Hold on, Sam. I'm glad you made that analogy. You go and do your research while Pop blowing the horns back there. Do your research and show me where a number 14 upset a number 2, or a number 8 upset a number 2, and they leapfrog them in college basketball.
I didn't have the pictures at 8.
Huh?
You said 8-2? 14-2? Yes, there's no way.
6-2, whatever. 6-2. Show me that in college basketball, and I will give you $100 on the next podcast.
All right. So he started off by exaggerating and said from 14 to 2, right? He started off with the exaggeration, right? So then when PH was like 14 to 2, he's like, all right, even 6-2, right? Cool. Mm-hmm. So fast forward, college basketball starts. What do you know? Week 1, Duke is number 4, correct? 4 or
Yep.
5? Which one was
4.
it? 4. All right.
4.
They played the number 2 team,
Mm-hmm.
who was Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
Before that game, Kansas, the number 1 team, played.
Mm-hmm.
They won their game
Against the number 10 team.
against the number 10 team. Won. Didn't
Mm-hmm.
lose. The first half they smacked them, and then they made it a game. Cool. But they did not lose. Duke. Oh, all right. So then number 3 is Gonzaga, I think it was.
I think Gonzaga was number 3, yeah, but they won.
All right. Duke beats number 2.
Mm-hmm.
And the start of the next week, Duke goes from 4 to 1. Not 2, 4 to 1. The only team that lost was number 2. Gonzaga won. Kansas won. And then, I forget that. Forget the jump from 4 to 1. Kentucky went from 2 to 10 off of a loss. Yes, they got smoked. Yes, they did. But 2 to 10? What do you have to say for yourself, Chet? Oh, wait. And then I had the Patriots. They was either number 6 or number 5. I don't remember. They might not have been in my top 5. But at the most, they was like number 6.
Glad you admitted that. Go ahead.
The Chiefs was my number 2 team.
Mm-hmm.
They beat them. They beat the Chiefs and went from either 5 or 6 to 2. They jumped over teams that did not lose. Yes, the same way you was upset about. Got to 2. You was like, how?
Is you done yet? Is you done yet?
No, I'm not. I'm not.
Okay.
Oh, they jumped over teams that didn't lose. But I said, all right, this is my power rankings. PH says, yo, it happens in college basketball, and you said it don't. Explain yourself.
And also in that clip, he said if you could point it out, I think he said I'll give you $100.
I said do your research. I he couldn't do it.
I just played it.
Here's why he couldn't do it. I have several points to make. So give me a couple minutes here. I'm gonna read something to you. Kansas is the 4th team in AP poll history to lose the preseason number 1 ranking in the first week without losing. It doesn't happen. It's unprecedented, okay? That's one point, okay? And the Jayhawks dropped through no fault of their own. Kansas looks strong in its 92-87 win over Michigan State, which is currently number 11 team in the country.
Real quick, what are you reading?
I'm reading an article off of, I got it off of Bleacher Report. I don't know who published the article. It was from Bleacher Report.
Okay, no, wait, before you even keep going, that first point was because
No, let him finish. Let me finish.
No, he can Jack.
No, go ahead, keep going.
You can interject. Go ahead, because I don't want you to forget your point. Go ahead.
No, I'm not going to forget. Keep going.
All right. Because you can't deny it's the 4th in AP.
Just keep going.
You can't deny that, bro.
Only 16.
Instead, it's by the sheer force of Duke's brilliance that the Blue Devils soared to number 1. The 3-headed monster of Zion Williams, R.J. Barrett, and Cam Reddish looked even better than advertised, okay? Now, another thing that you have to realize, and I said this, I didn't say it we didn't have this discussion on the podcast, but I said this to numerous other people when talking about college basketball. Whoever got together and made those rankings and made Duke the number 4 team in the country was wilding from jump. They had 4 potential all-stars playing on that team. For them to be ranked behind Kentucky, behind Gonzaga, behind Kansas, all the way to number 4 was absurd to me from get-go. So now, with that being said, it's a preseason ranking. So the way Duke came out and beat Kentucky was clearly proof that they were bugging with those rankings, okay? So the reason why that jump, another reason why that happened, because it was a preseason ranking. Nobody had saw these dudes play an official college game yet. It was all the preseason toes. I think Kentucky was in Bahamas somewhere. Duke went to Toronto or Canada and did a little tour. They played bum teams. So it was a preseason ranking, which is why the way Duke came out and destroyed Kentucky is why that drastic change happened again. Only the fourth time in AP poll history has a drop like that happened and an increase like that happened. Also, take it back to the clip you played. The part you didn't play in that clip is when I said the only way that is possible is unless you had that team that made that jump ranked as your number 4 team and they beat the number 2 team. I said that in that clip because I went back and watched the video. I said that is the only way where that would be acceptable to me is if it was the team was already ranked number 4 and they won like that, all right? And another thing happened, and I got into this argument with Chris when we talking about how the teams won. Again, the Patriots, it was a close game, 43-40, which again for me didn't justify them moving all the way up to number 1. Had they have blown a team out like Duke blew out Kentucky, then you have more of a fight or argument against me. So to me, that jump clearly defined and explained what I was talking about. It was a number 4 team beat a number 2 team. They destroyed that number 2 team. Therefore, they had the right to move up like that. Everything that I said happened in that college AP poll, outside of the preseason ranking or whatever.
All right, so because PH got his point, and I don't want to drag it out. Regardless of, and I didn't purposely cut it because you did say the 4 and 2. I just didn't want it to be playing forever.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Regardless of 4 and 2, 5 and 2, 6 and 2, when they beat them, when the Patriots beat the Chiefs, and Chris asked you, I already felt this way, but when Chris asked you at that moment, who was the better team in the AFC? You yourself said the Patriots.
I did say that I feel like the Patriots will get better.
So the fact that regardless of them beating them by 1 point, 2 points, 15 points, we all, at that moment, we felt like, oh, the Patriots is better than them. The Patriots is going to come out. That's how I can't speak for Chris and PH, but you and I felt that way because when he asked you that was your answer, and I felt that way because that's why I made the swap.
Just clarify, too. Just clarify, Chips did say that he felt like they would get better.
That's what I was going to say.
I did redirect the question and said if the playoffs started at that moment. So you did say the Patriots would get better, but then when I put you on the spot and said, if no get better, right now, if the playoffs start, who do you have coming out the AFC? You still said Patriots at that moment. And that's where we was like, so then what are you mad about?
So, PH, what you was going to say?
You made it seem like it doesn't happen. Your point was to, I don't want to say you was wrong. So say exactly what you said again. The jump part.
You want me to read what I read?
Yeah, read what you wrote.
Kansas is the 4th team in AP poll history to lose the preseason number 1 ranking in the first week without losing.
Okay, now you're making that point because of 1 week. The first week, that's it. What about all the rest of the weeks? Your point is to week 1, not week 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way to the end.
Yeah, that's
that's a fact. It is to lose it in the first week. You're right.
You can't make that as a point.
And now that you repeat that, they're talking about the number 1 team losing its spot. The number 1 team in my top 5 didn't lose its spot.
I was saying that to allude to the fact of there being such a big jump and shift in the rankings anyway.
Happen, right?
Yeah, You know what I'm saying?
But that article doesn't prove that doesn't happen though.
Exactly.
That article
That's what I'm trying to
happen in
the
week
number one.
It only happened.
No, I know that. I know that. And I get that. I can see where y'all saying that. I can see where you're saying that. But I'm telling you, I can look it up. I can try to do some more research and we can revisit this. A jump like that doesn't happen like that in college basketball. It just doesn't happen. It's rare that such a big jump up. And as we discuss, I'm gonna be looking something up on the computer. I'm gonna try to research that real quick. It doesn't happen like that in college basketball.
All right, so
one thing y'all gotta realize, chips don't like to talk the talk, B. You know what I'm saying?
Actually,
you
you
do.
do.
College football. You talk about college football. I ain't got shit to say because I don't watch it. I don't like it. You talk about hockey. I ain't even on that like that. You know what I'm saying? But I watch college basketball. So when PA said that happens in college basketball, it doesn't happen like that. It's unprecedented. So,
all right, so look, while you looking that up, we're gonna let you be last in the power rankings, so you got your time.
okay.
Go ahead, PH.
All right, bottom five.
So put the Jags in there, son. Somebody got to do it.
Nah, Jags is 32, 31.
Go ahead and just go down your list, fam.
Right. 32 is Raiders. I know I said I was going to put the Jets there.
Nah.
31
No.
31 is Jets.
No. Let me turn my volume up. No.
Hell to the no. Hell to the no.
No, nah, man. You are not going to sit here and be a hypocrite, B.
No. Listen,
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. The Raiders is just really that trashed. I mean, they're really the worst team in the NFL. You can't take that away from them.
Yo, your credibility is shot, sir.
I don't care.
I don't care.
Just like yours is, but that's another thing.
I need some
again,
shots in here. That's what I need.
Raiders, Jets, Cards, Niners, Giants. Then top five: Saints, Rams, Chiefs, Chargers, and I was stuck with this number 5, and I'm gonna go with the Steelers.
Wait, say that again?
Saints, Rams, Chiefs, Chargers, Steelers.
Oh, you took the Patriots out. I'm like, wait.
He's like, somebody.
Okay.
What was 4 and 5 for you, PA?
Chargers, Steelers.
Go ahead, Chris.
My bottom 5. I definitely have Raiders. I got Niners, Giants, Cardinals, and I got a tie for 5th for the 28th spot. It's between the Jets, the Bills, and the Jags.
Yo, put the Jags in there, yo.
It's like they're right there because they're fucking trash, yo. I hate how they've become like the worst team. It like in a division that should have been a cakewalk outside of the Texans. But I digress. Top, I got Saints. Chiefs have moved back up to number 2 on my power rankings because they did get Justin Houston back, and he has proved to be very big in that defense, and he was definitely impactful in his first week back last week. So Saints, Chiefs, Rams, Chargers, and Steelers.
Okay. So, I don't want to get yelled at again. So here's my bottom 5. We got the Oakland Raiders. We got the San Francisco 49ers. We got the Arizona Cardinals. I don't know what happened to the Arizona Cardinals with y'all.
They in mine.
No, they there.
No, you didn't. You said the Cardinals?
Yeah.
Yeah, we both said Cardinals.
I don't know why I didn't hear that. The Giants, and then who you think should be at number 5, PH?
I don't know. They should have been a little bit earlier in this list, but whatever.
I'm gonna put the Buffalo Bills in there. I'm not even gonna put the Jets. Only because the Jets ain't they start quarterback, man.
I don't want to hear it. And neither did Buffalo, and they smacked the Jets, so I don't want to hear it.
You know what? You're right. I changed it. Put the Jets at 28, since you put it like that. So, number 5, 5-1. I got the Steelers. You know what? I'm gonna change that. I'm gonna put the Chargers in there. I'm gonna give the Chargers some love. I got the Chargers. That might have mixed me up because I did that on the fly just now. Let me see. All right, so I got the Chargers. I got the Patriots. Damn, I think I messed up. I shouldn't have did that. All right, the Chargers, the Patriots, the Rams, the Chiefs, and the Saints. That's what I have. Yeah. So I got the Chargers, the Patriots, the Rams, KC, Saints. So before we do your top 5, did you find what you're looking for?
Nah, not yet. I'm gonna need some more time to look that.
All right, we can do that for the next episode. Ain't no rush.
I gotta do some more research.
Yeah,
on
we'll recap it on the next one. We'll give you a little bit of a spotlight, but get those power rankings out the way.
Okay, my power rankings: bottom team, bottom 5, 32 Raiders, 31 49ers, 30 Arizona, 29 Giants, 28 Bills. Top 5, number 1 Chiefs, number 2 Saints, number 3 Rams. FYI, Saints is fighting for number 1 for me. Number 4 Chargers, and right now my number 5 is empty. And I'm glad I went last because I really could not bring myself to put the Patriots at number 5, but I kind of needed a nudge to say that the Steelers was should be there at number 5 after that performance. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and put the Steelers at number 5 and have the Patriots sitting back at 6.
See, I was going my original top 5. The Steelers was at 5 because I had the Panthers at 5, and they beat them so bad. I'm like, I gotta show the Chargers some love. They've been killing.
Chargers definitely been showing that they are one of the strongest teams in the AFC. And again, this is all depicting on them only to get better once Joey Bosa get back. Like I think that's what everybody who's, every sports analyst is saying the same thing. Like, oh my God, when Joey Bosa comes back, that defense is going to be even better. I think it's going to be a real tough defense. It's just going to be a matter of, can Phillip Rivers keep doing what he's doing? Like he's having a pretty good year.
They got the same way all his career.
Yeah, but they got a running game to match it now. Like Melvin Gordon's having a real good year this year.
Yes,
like, it's surprising.
All right, so before we move on, I'm gonna throw out some pick'ems. All right, so we have. Obviously, the biggest game, KC Rams. Who you got winning? Come on, quick, let's go.
I'm sticking with the Rams.
Chips,
Kansas City.
Chris.
Kansas City.
I'm going with Kansas City also. Biggest reason, the Rams would have been home, but they playing in Mexico, so.
No, they changed it. They're playing in Los Angeles.
Oh.
Yeah, they made a switch because the field in Mexico was unplayable.
Yes, it is. And it always has been.
Only reason I'm picking Chiefs is there's no telling if – I don't think Aqib Talib is coming back, and I don't feel like Peters is going to be able to keep stick with anybody.
I'm going to still stick with my KC pick. All right, let's see. We got Steelers versus Jacksonville. In Jacksonville. Who you got, Chris?
Steelers.
You said who? I'm sorry.
Steelers versus Jacksonville in Jacksonville.
Steelers.
Chips.
Steelers.
All right, and you said Steelers, right? I'm gonna say Steelers also. I think it's gonna be closer than we think. And let me give you one more.
I think Jacksonville can win that game. But
I say it depends on which Leonard Fournette shows up. I was just about to say that.
That's why I said I think it's gonna be closer than what we think. All right, last one. Good one too. Houston, Texas, Washington Redskins. Who you got, Chris? In Washington.
Texans.
Chips. Goodness.
I'm going Redskins.
Who you say?
He's being disrespectful. But go ahead, say it again.
What are you?
Chip said Redskins.
Yeah.
Chris. I'm not even gonna go there. Chris, who you say gonna win?
I said Texans.
And who you got, PH?
Texans.
I think I'm gonna go with Washington on that one. So
Texas defense been playing lights out lately, man.
We're gonna check that next week and see who was right, who was wrong. Yeah, PH, throw us in the next one.
Well. Fire, cool dirt.
Yo, I think this PH favorite segment, yo.
Yes.
We got PH to pick the songs this week.
Well, yeah, this was my week to pick some songs. And when I went on Tidal, it was like eeny, meeny, mighty, mo in these joints. So, first song is Victor Oladipo featuring PNB Rock, Connected. Chris?
Why you got to start with me?
Because you're the R&B king.
I say cool. It had a Jamie Foxx kind of flow to it, like as far as the vibe of the song goes. I don't know. I'm not too much of a fan of the additions on songs. Like if you're gonna sing, you know, just be all the way singing ass motherfucker. Don't be like a halfway trying to be a party singing motherfucker. But it was cool.
Pop?
Yeah, man. I'm somewhere between cool and dirt, but since there is no in between cool and dirt, I'm gonna go with dirt. But it's like a cool dirt.
Was it cool dirt?
Yeah, it's a cool dirt. Cause I know he could sing, but this ain't it, man. This ain't it. Yeah, I'm going with dirt.
Chips?
It was cool, man. You gotta know what you.
Yo, that mean cool dirt. I know what that means.
No, listen. No.
I know what that means.
No, you're right. But it's coming from Victor Oladipo. Like, come on, he's a basketball player, fam, who has a good voice. That's it. I'm not expecting nothing fire from him. So it's a decent song, man. It's a cool song. For where it's coming from. It's a cool song.
Okay.
All right.
What you think, PH?
Now I don't get to say it. I'm going through this.
I had to do it last week.
No, I don't want to hear it. Say? Yo, how Pop gets to skip stuff, but we can't.
Yo,
why you told you Pop like making his own moves?
It was cool. It was cool.
Yo, man, snitching, yo.
It was cool. I'm with Chips. It's a basketball player that
y'all doing hidden shit for saying dirt, man. Just say dirt.
I don't have.
It's a cool song, man.
I'm saying dirt, not at all. But it was cool. It wasn't bad.
Yo, Chris, when you post this on the Instagram, make sure you add him. Make sure you put his ad name. Dirt.
All right. Second song. Lord have mercy. Light Skin Keisha featuring.
Yo, say the name again.
I was like, I'm putting this in there.
Say the name again.
Light Skin Keisha, and she ain't even light skin. Let's get that straight. Featuring B. Smith. Ride good.
I think that's why she did that, because she's not light skin.
Chips.
I ain't even listen. I saw the title and said dirt. Get that shit all the way the fuck out of here. I'm not wasting my time. You're not killing my brain cells. Light skin Keisha. Is that really your name? Is that the name somebody in your camp said this is going to be your name?
Yo, you listen to worse names.
I don't know. Give me a worse name than light skin Keisha for artists.
I'm gonna answer that later. You put me on the spot.
Trinidad James is not a worse name than that, yo. Light skin Keisha?
Light skin Keisha.
I didn't listen.
Why not a bad name?
It's dirt, sir.
All right, Pop, what you thought?
Gorilla Black. That's a worse name than light skin.
No, it's not.
Only reason it's not is because he was a big, fat, dark-skinned motherfucker.
I think the song was cool. I liked it. I was surprised that I liked it. But Homeboy is getting busy. Homeboy, what's his name?
B. Smith?
Someone was doing this thing. I like the song. It was a cool song. A real cool song, not a cool dirt song. Actually.
So it's above, a little above cool? Okay.
Yeah, it's a little. Nah, it's cool. It's cool.
Okay. Mr. Uplift?
Go listen to the song, Shapes. It's cool.
I might give it a shot.
Uh-oh.
We're going to say dirt for 2000, Bob.
Nah, no way. No way this is dirt. And now I'm going to put this on, yo.
Trash dirt. All the way dirt. Dirty dirt. Bad dirt. Next song, PH.
Hold on, wait. I got to give my can I do mine? I can't do mine?
Please, go ahead.
I'm going to go with cool. Cool dirt. Dirty cool. Whichever one you want to call it.
Man, y'all bugging, son.
It was you know why when I listened to it, it sounded like some old Trina joints. Like just the R&B version of it.
That makes it dirt? Because it sounds, man, whatever.
No. It's just
yo, light skin keep. I'm feeling you, bull.
I'm not an R&B dude, so it was just cool to me.
Next.
And the last song was Kid Ink featuring Rich the Kid.
Dirt.
No budget.
Dirt.
It wasn't your turn, but go ahead.
Dirt.
Yeah, that shit was dirt.
Dirty dirt.
Word.
Dirt.
That sound like a song that he should have wrote for somebody that's 10 years younger than him, and it would have been good.
What's the title?
No budget?
Exactly. Dirt. Ain't put no thought, no money behind that song. Dirt. Trash. Get it out of here. All the way.
That light skin Keisha.
I need a brother. Go down and start up. I hope you can handle the station, babe. Cause you got a job.
Nah, y'all wildin'. That's not dirt. That's not dirt.
On that note, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Mizfitz.
Yo, I got another song for next week too. So just let me put that one in there.
Not your go, sir. Next week is all on Chips.
Nope, I'm giving you a song.
Next episode is all on Chips. But episode 10, man. 10 episodes in. Pop, quick, fast. How you feeling, man? You know, what you thinking about Mizfitz Sport, man? 10 in so far.
I like it. I like the consistency. I'm glad everybody's taking some time out of their personal life. Everybody's busy. Everybody got things to do. It's the holiday season, so I appreciate everybody's time. I appreciate the listeners, the viewers. I don't know. I missed the first part, so I hope somebody did it because I was going to do it. But, you know, we got to listen to the people who's listening to us. My man, Rome Tone Provolone said we got to say like, subscribe, you know, like in the very beginning. We got to start doing that. You got to listen to the positive feedback.
Chris was on it. Chris did it.
Chris did it.
Through the middle. And we're going to say it at the end of this.
Yeah.
PH, 10 episodes in, man. What you think? How you feeling?
Loving the energy. Loving the energy. Chips is a lot funnier, than I thought he was gonna be. Chips is a fool to begin with, but you know what? His fullness went up a whole nother level. And I'm surprised he ain't tripping on a whole lot more words like he usually do. I appreciate it.
Nah, I wilded out this episode though. I couldn't get that shit down, yo.
Yeah, but all the other episodes you've been good, man.
It's supposed to be minus 11 points per 100 possessions. That's how it's supposed to go.
Chips, 10 in. What you thinking, man? How you feeling about Sport Radio, man? Chips.
Yo, listen, man. I love it. I'm really enjoying myself. We are all brothers from a different mother. The camaraderie is there.
Spell it. Spell camaraderie.
COM. Camaraderie. But for real. To the viewers, to everybody that's supporting us, man. The feedback we're getting is amazing. I think we're getting better. And I appreciate everything, man. Let's keep going. Let's have fun, baby.
And I like to say, 10 episodes in, I've definitely appreciated you guys being consistent and all of us being able to be here. Even when we were missing one, we had the energy of all. And even with the other misfits that we're missing, we always get the feedback. We always get the playback. And, I think this is growing, and I think we all want it to be successful. We all want it to be bigger than what it is now. And I think it will be. Consistency is key. And, this is where this goes is on you guys. Subscribe, like, comment,
share.
Definitely share. Definitely repost. Go to the Instagram page, Mizfitz Sport Radio on Instagram. There will be a Facebook group coming shortly.
Did you shout out your man?
Definitely getting to that. We got our first commercial, fellas.
Oh, no, I wasn't even talking about that. No, I wasn't talking about that. I was talking about.
Oh yeah. Just did a review with a 2021 vision. My man Paul on his podcast, Words Music Dance, WMD, on YouTube. And just going over, he had some questions about what Mizfitz really was. And, I wanted more of us to be on there, but time constraints definitely held us down. But I made sure he knew what the Mizfitz way of sports is. He had a couple sports questions. He tried to sneak in a mellow question, and I told him I'm not going to divulge too much because that was coming up this week. But, he threw that out there at me. He threw me a curveball, but definitely go to his page, like, subscribe as well. He's a big supporter of Mizfitz Sports Radio, so all the support in return, man. We got to support each other.
Indeed.
But also, on Saturday, December 1st, Social Pop-Up Shop will be in Brooklyn, New York, 5736 Myrtle Avenue. Check it out. It's on Eventbrite now. You can go ahead and type in Eventbrite, social pop-up, and it's actually for pounds. It's a sky-high pre-launch pop-up event hosted by my man Mel and Woody. Show support, Brooklyn. It's from 3 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern. Again, Saturday, December 1st. On that note, go ahead, Pop. What you got?
No, I was just saying shout out to Mel. That's all.
On that note, man, we're going to leave it with that.
Shout out to Snoop Dogg, man. He's getting a Hollywood star. Shout out to Snoop Dogg.
You don't have one?
I thought he had one already. Word.
Nah, I ain't getting it.
Oh, yeah. About time.
Yeah, but before we go, we got other stuff in the works also. We just want to give y'all more content, more things to talk about, more things to listen to. Listen to us on your commute, on the train, in the car, on the bus, working out in the gym. Just throw it on and do your thing and just listen to get some laughs and hopefully some information and some knowledge.
Absolutely. And with that, as always, we out of here, man. Mizfitz.
Deuces.